What happens behind the scenes, characters' personal goals or quiet dealings often take place apart from the party, hidden in the shadows. A master assassin not revealing his contract to the paladin, nor the powerful mage whose hobby is to bake bread and sell it on the black market. This is the place for secret affairs, shady dealings, or family life. Welcome to the Shadow Sessions. Having been spied upon by the witches of the South, the Coven sends Delara a message, a meeting. Within their ranks lies a spy, unbeknownst to Delara. Joining their coven, she learns a lot. Taking care of the few things that she needed to take care of, Delara is ready to move on. What will happen? Welcome to the Shadow Sessions. Welcome back to Original GM, and this week I am joined with Wachi for a Shadow Session with Delara. Cikala's over there off camera.
Yay!
Yeah, she wanted to be present. I suppose since you guys have been present for her Shadow Session, she can do the same. You guys are pretty good about player knowledge, so
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it really, but
Right.
excited?
So excited.
New artwork?
Is amazing.
Yes, Cikala did a great job.
Beautiful.
The new Delara.
Beautiful.
Delara's new look. I'm sure she'll be updating it as we go along with different characters. But doing a good job, Cikala. They're really good. I haven't had to do any art at all for a while. Yeah, she's been kicking ass, so I really like it. It looks good. Where this is going to go. So last week, I guess it'll be the week before that, when you guys were inside of the cradle. If you recall, you were buying stuff and doing stuff at the cradle, and that's where we last left off with Delara. So that's where we'll be picking up with Delara.
Okay.
Even though there are other characters present, it'll make sense in the long run. I'm sure you'll understand this.
Okay.
As we move along, your meeting's supposed to be at midnight, so that's quite a bit of time. That's like 4 hours away from where you're at. But let's
And Ren just left?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll start in the cradle. What were you doing while you were here?
I had just been talking to Bella about the things that she was buying. She was doing that when we last.
We got a mic on you, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
right down
All right,
here.
cool.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Just making sure we have one on.
So yeah, she had only interacted with Bella and was purchasing a few things. She had asked her about like what she had for like magical rings and circlets, and she said, "What are you looking for?" type thing.
Right.
And what she was looking for is she's trying to get a present for Stephanie and a present for Ren's birthday. It was unsure, like thinking maybe jewelry, a piece of jewelry for each of them.
So she said that to you, and then she tells you there is a case over there that has jewelry in it that you can go and take a look at if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, you walk over there. You look down into the case that has the jewelry in it, and it has a piece of glass over the top of it covering it. And as you walk up, you see a reflection on it. And the reflection is written in a language that you know only you can understand and those like you. A witch's script, so to say.
Okay.
You've never seen it before, but you know it exists.
Yeah, she knows she can do it.
And yeah, and she knows she can cast it. it says, see the map herein. Meet with us and bring your friend. And then it kind of fades away. See a picture of Queensland. And then you see just north of Queensland, there's a road going north out of Queensland. It goes to the west off the road. There's a little trail. And the map shows you to go off that trail and into the woods there. And then it disappears.
Okay.
Then you see it appear again, and there's words, and it says, come now.
Oh.
The trip could be perilous at midnight.
Okay.
You look over and you see Timmy. He's going through stuff. Different people around you are all going through stuff.
Okay. She'll go back. She'll go back and pay Bella.
Okay.
And she'll telepathy Timmy, hey.
He looks over at you.
I have to go to this meeting. Do you want to come with me? I have to leave now, though. I would like it if you would come with me.
Okay. You sure?
I have to. She'll put all of her items,
okay.
whatever in the bag.
All right.
Pay for everything.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. We did the exchange. That's why she got that big bag, because she exchanged all of her markers for silver.
Okay.
Unmarked silver. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So
you still got Kavanaugh with you and Mr. Whiskers as well.
Yeah. And Zen left.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just Eden and Kara and Seth?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to take him with me. Okay. Hey guys, I have to go do some stuff. Do you want to meet later, like at the temple or something?
They would say, sure.
Okay. I'll thank Bella and Rabbit.
Okay. They thank you, and Mr. Whiskers takes off and goes outside. Quickly. You see Kavanaugh kind of look at you and look over at the cat.
Come on.
He goes with him. Timmy starts to come out with you, and you guys come outside the front of the cradle in Queensland, and written right on the ground in front of you is an arrow that points to the left, and you see written next to the arrow, as in friends, those of the animal kind.
Dang it.
And Timmy's like, which way?
Actually, love, I'm so sorry. I don't think you can go with me. I just really wanted you to.
Huh. Well, hey, we've never been separate. I understand the anxiety you must be going through without my protection. I get it.
I just felt weird to leave you here.
I'm all right.
Okay.
I'll just go back inside. Look up with Kara and Eden and Seth. Let's go hang out with Seth or something.
Okay. I'll telepathy you as soon as I'm done.
Sounds good.
Okay. Head out.
All right, he goes back in. All right, you follow the arrows. It takes you up this way to the northeastern gate. Actually, it's the northwestern gate, sorry. And the gates are closed with guards and everything, and you come walking up. And they kind of look at you, nod.
Hi.
Greetings, citizen.
May I pass?
Through the gate?
Yeah.
Of course. Kind of look confused and like,
Oh, it's not closed?
no, it is closed.
Oh.
They kind of look confused at each other, and one of them walks over and opens the gate for you. He's like, ma'am.
Thank you.
You leave, and they close the gates back. On the outside, you do see militia. You see military all out there. It's like an encampment out in front of the gate protecting you. You got to kind of walk through it. They all eyeball you as you're coming through as a single white female, no,
Yeah.
single woman by herself with no one else, and with a cat and this imp walking behind her.
Should have told him to fucking go invisible.
What?
I should have told him to go invisible.
Actually,
fine.
he would have been, so
Yeah,
we'll
it's
just say you
fine.
can't see him, but
Okay.
yeah, but they do look at you funny. You walk past them, you go down the road, and you'll see an arrow again, and it starts to guide you.
So I get to see the Theory of the Way gymnasium that I've never seen before.
Yeah, when you walk past, you'll see the Theory of the Way.
Nice.
Golden Dragon and all of that. I didn't realize you hadn't been up by there yet.
No, she's only been
So
over.
yes, you would have gone this way, like this. You would have seen it from kind of a distance over to here, because this road doesn't go through.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So you start traveling north, following these arrows, this
Fucking cool.
Witch's
Magical.
script that's guiding you. It guides you into the northern areas of, or north of Queensland. You eventually travel down the road and come to a small trail that goes off to the side, and you can tell it's probably deer trail. You're not sure if it's human. You can tell it looks like there's some scuffed up marks from tracks from deer and stuff like that. And you see an arrow there, and it says Circle of the Grey Maiden. It has an arrow pointing that way.
She'll pull her cloak up over her under. Take off.
Okay, you go into the woods and start traveling on this game trail. There are some sticker bushes and things like that you come up to that seem to block the path. It looks like deer might have jumped over these sticker bushes, but you're going to have a hard time getting around them.
She'll fly. She'll start flying.
Fly over them?
Yeah.
Okay. You stay flying now, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just above the path.
This trail takes you for a few miles.
Wow.
It's probably 4 or 5 miles away from Queensland.
Damn.
Like by the time you get there, and the whole time you're being guided by arrows. Then you come to this pathway, and Stephanie's standing there in the pathway.
She'll land.
You see a log going across the stream. You can smell water and see water. You're right up here to the north. And you can, like I said, you can smell water. And it's nighttime, so it's pretty dark. But you do see Stephanie when you come up, and she's smiling at you. And she has, Nikki in front of her. Or Nick, as she calls him, the little puppy. Which gets excited and comes over to you. The cat kind of moves away from him, and it doesn't hiss at him or anything, but just kind of moves away from his excitedness as he comes over and starts licking you and smelling. And the imp kind of moves away from where the dog's coming, and you can tell the dog's picking up his scent. And Stephanie says, Nikki, back here, come. And he comes running back to her. And she smiles and gives you a hug.
I'll hug her. Kiss on each cheek.
Welcome, sister.
It's so good to see you.
Past her, you can see a log going over the stream,
Mm-hmm.
and what looked like a massive stone archway up ahead. And you can see it's lit up from torches. to your right, you hear water move. And you look over, you see a couple of beavers over by the edge of the water. You're like, oh, and you kind of look that direction, and then you hear more splashing underneath, and you can tell there's a little waterfall right here. And you see something move in it. You see an alligator move in the water. As you're standing there, you're like, oh, and you look at the water in front of you, you're like, oh.
Goodness.
And then she says, this way, sister. She says, I'm glad you've come. And she goes up onto the log and starts going across.
Follow her.
Okay. What's your dexterity?
It's high. Oh, no, 16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can get across the log, no problem with a 16 dexterity without really rolling. It's a pretty decent sized log. It's not mossy or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you land on the other side. Roll an observation.
Yes.
You notice up above there's some birds flying, some yellow colored birds. They're flying way up in the air. And through the trees you can see lightning and mist over in this direction. And you see one tree that's red. The rest are all green. There's one that's red. It's a pretty massive tree. You see fire burning. As you come walking up, you see a circle with these women standing around it, with these stones that go all the way around. It looks like a druid circle to you. And in between these massive stones, you can see these totems that are placed in various positions with different animals on them. In the center, you see two bears, a bear over on this side over here, and then a bear on the opposite side over here. Big old bears. You see a parrot come flying by, a multicolored parrot. And Stephanie brings you through the arches and into this area right here. You can see torches on some of these stones that are hanging, that are on the outside. And you and Stephanie come up. As soon as she does, Brittany, you all also recognize from the Eden's Gate, has a puppy that looks just like Nikki. And it rolls over on its back and allows the other dog to play with it. And Brittany smiles at you and nods. And then behind Brittany, you see an older woman, very wise looking, with a calico cat. Gray hair, pretty, but very serious looking. Next to you as you come walking up, you see Loka, the high priestess of the Gold Star Temple, the newly appointed high priestess of the Gold Star Temple. She's wearing gray robes and has a gray wolf next to her, and she's smiling at you as you walk up. Behind her, you see a young girl, probably 17, 18 years old. She has a serpent wrapped around her neck, and she's just kind of looking at you quizzical, like, she's never seen you before kind of look. And the snake is looking at you too. It's black and it has a diamond-shaped head. You're not sure, but it looks poisonous. Next to her, you see an elven female, and she has dragonflies flying all around her. And she looks over at you and nods and smiles. Directly across from you, you see this woman who has a raven on one shoulder and a bear over her, behind her, looking at you. The bear's sitting and it's just looking at you. The raven's sitting on her shoulder. She has purple-colored eyes. You've never seen her before either. Then you see Nerva, which you recognize.
Oh my god.
And she's standing across the circle with a smirk on her face, and you see a little fox at her feet. And they all seem to be very quizzical. You see a fire burning between you, torches around you on the outside, and these totems, like I said. Now that you get up close, you can see that there's a fire elemental standing behind these stones right here, and it's just burning, just sitting there. Off over in this direction, you see some kind of mist, greenish in color, and then directly south, you can see what look like fey lights. You're not sure what exactly they are.
Okay, got you.
Up here, kind of behind you, you can see water that continues, and it looks like it stops right at the circle, but you look over there and you see lotus flowers floating in the water, different colored lotus flowers floating in the water.
Nice. It is so beautiful.
Beyond that, you can see some mud and some moss. You hear wildlife in the forest. You hear a couple wolves howl off in this direction over here. You see a stag kind of come out of the forest over here and look at you and then go back in, and another deer over there with it. You can hear what sounds like a hog maybe rummaging through something up in this direction. And the bear over here, you can hear him snoring. He lays down, starts snoring. The fire's crackling in front of you, in between all of you. And the lady immediately to your left, which would be the right on the map, right here, Loka, the high priestess of Gold Star, she looks at you and says, "Welcome, sister.
Thank you.
We've been watching you for some time. May I introduce myself? I am Loka, or otherwise known as the Grey Maiden, the leader of this coven."
Thank you for having me.
Kind of surprises you, you know, Gold Star and all that. You're like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
She says, "It was pertinent for you to join us, considering that your teachings came directly from us, through Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Like you, Stephanie, Brittany, Amber," and she looks at the girl behind her with the snake, and Voya, she looks at the elf behind her. We're all members of the academy, graduates. Wasn't too long ago that we started teaching the children that were capable and had a knack for such things. You being one of them. Let me introduce everyone to you. She looks at this girl right here that has the snake and she says, "This is Amber." And Amber smiles at you and she says, "It's so nice to finally meet you. We've been hearing a lot about you." And she says, "And this is Voya." She doesn't say anything, she just smiles at you. And then she says, "Lady Seraphina Nightshade."
That's beautiful.
And Lourdes Nerva, Lourdes Sperentia Nerva, whom I believe you already know. Nerva kind of smiles at you. Then this is Mother Hightower, she says, and she points at the gray-headed lady with the calico cat. Roll an observation.
Yes.
You've seen that cat. That's Ren's cat.
What the fuck?
Looks just like Ren's cat that you know or thought died.
That is the one that attacked Nerva.
Yeah. No, the one that attacked. The one that became the demoness in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that attacked Nerva. Yes, that attacked Nerva. I'm sorry.
And
Yeah.
Nerva's right there.
Yeah, and this cat was the cat prior to that, evidently. You don't know, but it looks just like the same cat. And then, of course, you know Brittany and Stephanie. We are the Circle of the Grey Maiden, or the Grey Maiden's Coven. I am the Grey Maiden, she says to you. We always have 9 members, which is part of the reason why we have asked you to come. No one here is opposed to her being told some secrets and asked if she wants to travel on the path of the way, the old way, the ancient way. Do they? And she looks around the circle and none of them say anything. She turns and looks at you. It seems that you have been accepted into this coven. It will require that you understand the importance of your decision in joining us, whether you will or won't. We do not practice solitarily, but as a group. Some witches do not desire such things. but we believe that it is important that we offer you this opportunity. Some of us here are a little leery of the fact that you are what you are, but nonetheless, all of us have agreed that it would be important to have you amongst us and in our circle, not only for your betterment and discovery and knowledge, but for your power protecting us as well. For you have more than I believe you even know. The way that you travel and traverse currently has been nothing but chaos.
Yeah.
Let us bring you into the fold and tell you of the ways, the old ways, those which you have already studied within the ingredients and lists that were given to you by Stephanie.
I would love that.
It requires a collective sacrifice in some instances. You must know that we are here to help one another. If one is wounded, the others will help, always. If we are called upon, we will come with the greatest of honor and vows. Which brings to mind, if you are going to be brought into this circle, you must make a vow. Each vow is different. Depends on the practitioner and their ways. There's the vow of healing. There's the vow of knowledge. And then there is the vow of the curse. You must choose one of these paths.
Knowledge.
Very well. She chooses knowledge. And they all say, knowledge it shall be. Knowledge it shall be. Knowledge it shall be. And then she says, let the mass begin. And they start casting a spell. They reach out and connect hands. And she offers you her hand.
Take it.
The girl next to you is Stephanie, and she takes your hand. And they cast a spell which you feel you give to, even though you didn't know the complete words. They start to chant them over and over again, and you discover them. You also realize that there's already ruins on the ground in this place. You see them on the fire, you see them on the stones around you, on the outside. So there's already ruins in place, and also material components. The semantics and the vocal that they're doing, the semantics are holding onto each other's hands, and you just follow, because there's times when they lift their hands up and times when they bring them down. So all you have to do is learn what they're chanting over and over again. If you want to try to learn this, you can.
Yes.
You'll realize as you're doing it, it's beyond your casting ability. You're currently not able to cast this spell. But you would be aware of what it's called now and what it does. It requires a minimum of 4 witches, and it's called Mass. And it's what you do to create an area of effect to do various things like sanctify ground, make it holy ground for you and others, to dedicate somebody, which is what they're doing to you soon, you think, and initiating somebody, which is, initiation is more for a leadership position. Or deathing, if it's a deathing situation, sending someone on to their final resting place, casting someone out of their circle, or calling down the energy on them.
Another energy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they first do your dedication. And it dedicates you to their coven, to their religion or ideology. It depends on what coven it is. This specific coven is mainly ideology. And the ideology, as they start to speak it into existence, you realize it's right up your alley. Their goals are to protect nature, to use the forces of the elements, to stop evil, So you realize none of them here are evil. They may not all be good, but none of them are evil here.
It's all neutral.
Yeah.
Very
They use about 100 silver pieces of material components. There's some herbs and some oils and some things that they do, and they say that you can hear, you know, it's part of this mass spell, which is a 9th level spell.
right.
And when it's completed and the spell is completed and cast for mass, and they begin the dedication at the end, towards the end of the dedication ritual, you gain telepathy with all these girls, and it's a sealed telepathy that cannot escape this circle. Can't be used for outside this circle, and it cannot escape this circle.
Fucking awesome.
Then your vowing comes up, and you chose knowledge. And when they cast that ritual, it grants you the ability to divine into the nether, asking as many yes or no questions as you have levels per day.
Just automatically.
Just automatically.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And that's another 10 silver pieces or more. You know, you notice they're using these components, these material components that you're seeing, and you're also seeing the way they move their hands, and you're seeing the ritual and the way they step, the way they move. They all have a group unison to what's going on. Then you realize it starts to move and change, and you can feel the magic of the circle tighten up, literally tighten up. And they let go of hands, and when you do, you realize it's as if you haven't released hands. You're all still connected. You can see an energy start to develop between all of you and over you, like an orb of some sort of magic. You see the fire burst up at flames. You can hear the wolves howling in the distance, and you can hear some of the animals move, and like they could feel this from a distance. All the bugs, you realize, start to just get loud. You can hear locusts just going crazy. You can hear crickets going off. You look over and you see the dragonflies that are around Voya. There's about 10 of them now. They're just whipping around her head and around her body, just going crazy. You look on the ground and you see a stick bug go between your feet and over towards the fire. You feel a presence come down on this circle. And it feels like it's as big as the planet, like it's a mother energy. And you look at all the other witches as this is going on, and you see their eyes start to glow this piercing green color, all of them. And you're not sure, but you think yours might be too. And your eyes suddenly change vision to being able to see the netherworld. And as it does so, and you look around, these totems are spiritual animal beings that are epic in nature. The bear's wearing armor, holding a huge mace in his hand with a shield. You look over at the wolf, and he looks more like a werewolf, and he's standing there like. You look over at where the little puppies are, and you see two beautiful wargs standing there, just very serious, looking at you and looking around the circle. You look over at the snake, or the girl with the snake, and you realize it's surrounding the circle. When you look at it, you see its head is at her, but it's this big, and it goes around you too. It goes around the whole circle in some sort of spiritual form. The dragonflies are leaving some sort of magical trails that are encircling Voya. Like her whole body's got some kind of protection-like thing around it. The raven is just very intelligent looking. He doesn't seem to change size or anything like that, but he seems very intelligent, like he's looking around the circle, and you can tell it's a male. You can feel that. You don't see the fox, and you don't see the calico cat at all. You don't see them. They're not there anymore, as this nether site is coming over you. And then a spell starts to be cast, and you realize this is a casting out. And as they begin to speak the name of Matriarch Zula into the circle, you realize that Zula was in this coven, and they're casting her out. That's the matriarch of the Gold Star Academy.
The one that was killing all the kids.
They start casting her out, and you realize she was a member, and that you just came in and filled her place. So there are 9 witches, and that's it. Then they ask you, after they cast her out, then after they cast her out, they ask an agreement through this situation. Shall we consider the hunter? Shall we consider it? And they're all like, yes, yay, 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 yay. And they cast another spell called Witch Hunter, which creates a being that appears from the fire. And he looks like a ghost, but partially demonic in nature. It's kind of freakish. And he steps out of the fire and looks on the ground and looks around them. And you see the Gray Maiden, or Loka, point at some tracks that are at your feet. And she goes, she stood there when last in our circle. Gather her tracks and hunt her. And he goes over and looks at the tracks, and you realize they're...
I'll step to the side.
Okay, you step out of the circle?
No,
away from
just
the circle?
to the side, closer to...
Okay, all right. He looks at it and looks around and then sniffs into the air, and then you see him take off running to the north, the way you came in.
Goodness.
Then they ask you to she looks at you and she says, if you must choose a spirit granted to you by the Coven, the spirit of an animal, you must choose your totem, you must choose your way, and it will be granted. And it will be infused into your very spirit. And they all kind of go quiet and wait for your response.
There's no big cats in the circle, right?
Mm-mm.
That's the only thing that's not here.
Yeah. You don't see any big cats.
Yeah. One of the
Okay.
big cats.
What
I'm
kind?
trying to decide. Leopard.
They wait patiently. She looks at you and she says, you may just choose a type if you wish. Your totem is your own.
The big cats.
Felines. She is asked to be infused with the spirit of felines. Are we all in agreement? And they're like, yay. And they cast the spell and infuse you with the spirit of feline. When that happens, the Loka moves her hand off towards the side over here, and you see a totem appear between these two right here of felines. It's a feline totem. It's a wooden totem that appears on the outside circle with different types of felines and their faces and claws and various things. You now, when you come in contact with any feline, that animal type will be friendly to you, always. As if you're one of them. You'll feel as if you're one of them. It doesn't allow you the language of that animal, but it does. But if you are able to like speak with them somehow, then they'll take your commands. Of course, they get, you would get a saving throw if you didn't want this cast on you, but you do, right?
Yeah.
They pull out clippings of some cats and like hair and claws, and they do that, and that infuses you. Then she hands you a crystal, and she says, in case you ever need to be whole again, accept the spell of the circle and the coven of the Grey Maiden to infuse your very spirit, soul, and being to this point in time. And she hands this crystal to you. Do so by touching the crystal. You touch it, and everything you know, everything you are, everything you've experienced goes into that crystal. She tells you it is to be stored in case you are needed to be revived and brought back from the netherworld. The Coven will hold this. She looks over at the girl with the dragonflies and holds it up, and she comes over and takes it from her and smiles at you. She says, your memories and thoughts are yours, and it is an honor to guard them and keep them.
Thank you.
She steps away. Then she asks you to accept another spell for the protection of the Coven and yourself.
Absolutely.
She nether binds you against harming her. You cannot harm her. Loka.
Okay.
I can read that spell to you, but since you accept it, it's automatically on you. Normally, it has a duration on it,
Yeah.
but this one does not, because it's being cast within the mass. Basically, you cannot harm her. She binds you. You will not be able to attack or cause harm to her. If she attacks you while you're bound, you do get a saving throw for the binding to break. If the first saving throw versus the spell fails, then it continues and it stays on you. But if you save again, like if she does it again, so each time she attacks you or harms you, you would get a saving throw. And if you make it, the spell ends. But it's for each time so it's not used to where she can cast that on you and then just kill you, and there's nothing you can do to defend yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Then she casts another spell on you called Grey Maiden's Trust.
Okay.
Which, if you're bound by her and she casts this spell on you, it gives you a +1 versus all mind-affecting spells permanently.
Nice.
So it's harder for others to control you now that she has you bound.
Okay.
1 second. They, of course, welcome you to the Coven. After that spell ends, she speaks up and she says, now that she is attached to the Coven, we are complete again. We have 9. You have made us whole, she says.
And you have given me roots.
She smiles. The rest of them all smile. Unfortunately, we must speak of a matter that involves one of our own. You were not aware that Zulu was amongst us. We were not aware of the things that Zulu was undertaking at the academy, though eventually it became known to us that there were some things that would perhaps not be agreed upon. We did not know the magnitude of it all. Therefore, that is why she is cast out, and we have sent a Windshutter her way. Let this not bother you from this day forward. If it comes back up and the hunter is not successful, we will discuss options at that point. You could consider her an enemy, for sure. Just as an awareness. With that matter at hand taken care of, let us discuss you, Nerva. And she turns and looks. And you look over at Nerva, and she looks gray and weak, and she kind of smiles. You realize she's been standing here for a while, and she looks shaky. She goes, you may sit, Nerva. She does. She sits down on the grass. She's like, I'm so tired. She goes, I know you are, dear. I know you are. Nerva was inflicted with a magical disease that was very debilitating and was causing her to become possessed. She has been blessed and possessed by the spirit of Aphrodite, which is what's keeping her from having the minions of A run through her body and out her mouth and various other places. Horrifying existence that she was in. She has been saved from that. However, she is still wounded. Her heart has the disease upon it still, and she is weakened. She can only stand for 15 to 30 minutes a day, and she must sleep. Since we haven't much time left, I would like to offer a sacrifice for life, for the Coven. And she turns and looks, and they're all
To sacrifice Nerva?
no. The others kind of like, no. She goes, I have requested this spell because it is a serious situation.
I have an imp named Kavanaugh that was a direct minion of Asmodeus. Somewhere around here.
He has not entered our circle, she says. He is still out there. Can he come in?
Can I bring him in?
He holds the same protections that you do as long as he is your familiar. Meaning that he is welcome here.
My concern is that he's going to get away from me and go back and tell him everything about me and my life.
Can you call him in?
I do. I'll bring it in.
Kavanaugh, come here.
All right. He comes in invisible, but the moment he steps through these stones, he appears. And he stops. He's like,
Come here.
he pats his feet over and comes up to you.
Stand next to me.
He stands next to you. Loka turns and she looks at the rest of them. She says, we do have something here, someone here. That perhaps will be willing. She looks over and she goes, I hear you are a hero. And he goes, huh? I hear that you are heroic and you are a wonderful minion of Asmodeus. Would you like to return to him? He looks up at you.
It's okay, be honest.
Well, I'm supposed to return to him. She said, very well, we will send you back to him if you're willing to accept our spell. Okay. He waves bye to you.
Bye, friend.
Walks over to her and she starts to cast a spell and the witches all gather their hands. And they put Nerva inside the circle, but she's not holding hands. And as they start to cast the spell, they cast Sacrifice for Life. And they move all the damage from Nerva to this imp. And then they banish him from the circle. And he disappears. You see Nerva breathe in real deep and it's gone, she says. And the girls all cheer, you know, and they go over and they all give her a hug and help her up and she stands up. She seems to be okay now.
Like completely okay?
And she does.
All gone?
She does. She cries. Some of them have tears, and they're, you know, she goes. She says, "I have a new purpose now. We all must fight this evil that is coming. This evil within the earth." She says that this one that comes from the hells, he must be defeated. We must take all of our power against him. And no one disagrees with that. Mother Hightower finally speaks and she says, children, you must remember that there are greater things happening than those which are on this continent. Things that we must continue to keep our eyes upon. Amongst us in the circle is the very being, the nexus that we spoke of, now dedicated to us through this one. You see them all kind of nod like they all knew that. And as we have spoken before, if he is dedicated to us, he cannot harm us in any way. But that does not mean we should not try to stop him. They all nod. You realize whatever just happened made them immune to the Nexus by putting you in the circle. Nexus can't hurt them.
Because it's a part of me. That's fucking crazy. That was fucking so smart.
So no longer do we have the fear of being destroyed and absorbed by this being, but we now have the power to affect things that are going on through her. That war, that with those of catkind, should be easy to win now, with our help. But remember, and she looks up, and they all kind of look up, and you see the stars, and she's like, there is a greater evil than that. One that comes even as we speak. They seek our corpses. That is why they are called the corpse eaters and the corpse collectors. She looks around the circle, and all the other girls are listening intently. Serafina, Nerva, and Loka, they're nodding like they know. But the other girls, they're like, what are you talking about? Like, they're like, this is where we must concentrate our efforts. You see the little one with the snake, Amber, she says, question, Mother? She goes, yes. How are we going to help what's going on out there? She sees her turn and look at all. She's like, because one of our very own is going there. They all look at you like, Stephanie kind of looks confused. She's like,
You got me. I have no idea what you speak of, but I've always been very fascinated with the stars and space, and I even learned how to navigate a space vessel, even though I've never been in space. That'd be really cool. That would be a really cool adventure. I would love that.
it nears in your future. I have seen things. Much more happens behind than in front. We must keep our eyes to the stars and what takes place. There is nothing better than bringing a continent or a world together in agreement than having to fight something outside of their world. This war on Shill is merely a distraction currently. I'm sure that when the gods, certain gods, and she turns and looks at Loka, understand and see these things completely, if they have not already, then their visions will be pointed elsewhere, not necessarily here.
Can you tell me anything else about the corpse eaters?
I can tell you that this being that we speak of on Shill, the one that has come from the hells, your discussions on how important it is to fight him are still prevalent. For he is in league with them that come.
Very well.
Our circle will do what it has always done. Protect one another, make each other safe, and try to stop this world from being overcome by evil. By whatever means. Nerva, you are whole again? And she's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, mother, I am. Good, then go back to where you should be and continue. We have work to do. As you wish, mother. This meeting is adjourned, she says. And you realize she's not the one that opened it, it was Loka.
Mm-hmm.
But they all follow her just like they do Loka.
Right. So Loka is the one at the very bottom with the crow.
No, this is Loka.
That's Loka. And
with
then
the wolf.
And then the one directly across from her is the Great Mother.
This is the
The Great Mother. Okay.
With the calico cat.
Okay.
And Loka.
Loka's with the wolf.
The Great Mother or Mother Hightower. is her name. Need a cute puppy. Aw.
I never realized Stephanie looked so menacing.
And this lady down here with the raven,
Mm-hmm. What's her name again?
Seraphina Nightshade. She's about 6'4".
Goodness.
She's big, tall,
Yeah, thought I was tall.
and the bear's looking, you know, standing behind her too, like over her shoulder looking. You hear Brittany say, "Knack, stop."
And Brittany is the dragonfly one?
No,
The snake one?
No.
Sorry.
Brittany is this one with the puppy. That's one of the priestesses of Gold Star that helps with the children.
Got you.
These two help with the children.
Yeah.
Brittany and Stephanie. Amber is the young one with the snake.
There you go.
It's probably important for you to know all of them.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's why I wanted to get their
Yeah.
names right now real quick.
Loka. You got her?
Yeah.
She's the Gray Maiden. They call her the Gray Maiden. You know Nerva. Lourdes Sprintia, Nerva. You know her. She's companion with Ren.
Yeah.
Ren's trainer, actually. And then there's Boya. She's the one with the dragonflies.
Yeah, that's 9. Okay.
You got them?
Yep.
All right. And then Knick Knack, the two dogs.
Knick-knack.
Yeah.
Knick-knack.
Knick Knack.
Cute.
So yeah, they break the meaning of the ritual, and Mother Hightower comes to you first before anyone does, and she says, I do believe Ren knows my son, or will shortly. This is how I know you will go to space.
Mm-hmm.
You should prepare yourself to do so.
What would you recommend? Have you ever been to space?
Yes. It's vast nothingness, ever succumbing darkness and engulfment of despair.
What would you recommend to help get through it?
Prayer, hope, a good airlock, but most importantly, good leadership and a good crew. Those that can keep you safe from the darkness and confines of that endless, vastless void. The things that move within that void are encroaching upon this prime material plane, and soon will be a great threat. I do believe you will be there to see it, and hopefully be one to help stop it, dear. Out of all of us, there are specific duties that we all undertake, each individually. You will be the only one out of us that will be going to space. The others have other duties. Till we meet again, of course, you can call upon me at any time within your head. You now have the witch's mind.
Thank you again so much.
She leans over and gives you a hug.
I'll hug her back.
The cat scratches on your leg and then looks at you and just kind of purrs around your leg. She looks down and she goes, yes, oh yes. Please tell Rin that her cat is fine. Or my cat. It was able to be brought back. You see her kind of hold out her arm and you see a brand right here on her wrist. I'm sure she would love to see her again.
She would. Or she might be scared to death.
She looks down at the cat and the cat looks at her and she looks at the cat again. She says, very well. She wishes to go with you.
Oh.
She wants to see Ren again.
Okay. Okay.
She'll follow you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that it had to be secretive for so long. She does know me.
Ren knows you.
Yes, I lived across the street from her and her brother when they were children. Oh, their whole lives. From the moment that they were brought there, I lived across the street, watching over them. You could say I owed a debt to the Lord of Cats. I'm sure we will meet again, dear. But until then, be safe. And she walks off. When she walks off, she walks this direction, and you see Loka go over there to talk to her. Like the two of them were talking about something.
Okay.
And Nerva, immediately comes over to you. Hi, she gives you a hug, and she's like, thank you for helping with that.
Of course. You have no idea how happy Ren is going to be to see that you are completely healed. She was so worried about you. She loves you so much.
At that point, Voya walks up and she's like, hello, dear.
Hello.
It is so wonderful to meet you. And then Serafina walks up too with, towering over you with this big bear. She's like, I just wanted to say hi and let you know that some of us are sorry about the fact that we've been spying on you for so long. I'm sorry. I'm sure you understand, but...
I didn't even know you were there.
Oh, we've been watching you for a while because, well, you were a candidate. There were others, but I'm glad that you won.
I am too.
Welcome to our circle. And she leans over and gives you a kiss on each cheek and a hug. And she smells like apricots. She's so beautiful, so soft when she touches you. It feels like the air around you goes to a soft filter when she comes over and gives you a hug. It's like everything goes. She gives you a hug, a real hug, you can tell. And you can hear the dragonflies buzzing around your head. She's hugging you, and yeah, she will step back, and she actually comes over to here and sees them talking. These three girls kind of collectively gather together right over here. Serafina looks at you. She goes, well, I didn't know if you'd make it or not, but it seems that your friends have taken out that awful place. So yeah, you're all right in my book. My brother and I are at your disposal if you have any need of anything in Queensland. We're at the Starlight. Just call upon us.
Okay.
His name is Eldrick, Storm Rider. I'm Serafina Nightshade, she says.
It's wonderful to meet you.
If you ever meet him, you'll know he's my brother. We
Look alike.
very similar. We're twins. So. But, yeah.
Beautiful.
Anyway, this is Bolo. You see the bear look at you go.
Hi, Bolo.
Sin on my shoulder.
Oh, what a beautiful
The raven just kind of
animal.
looks at you with this intelligent eyes, you know.
What a beautiful animal, goodness.
The bear goes, kind of growls and looks down at your feet. You see your cat come out and go right up to him. Mr. Whiskers walks right up to the bear and starts purring, and you see them nuzzle each other, and bear kind of gets down lower and kind of paws at him, and he kind of runs up onto his back and on his neck, and then jumps back down. They greet one another.
I love it.
You can still hear the other bear snoring over off to the side. He's still asleep over there. And then Serafina will leave. She'll tell you goodbye and she'll leave.
Thank you again for everything.
Of course, now you know where the circle is. You may return at any time. This is Oz, and there's great protection here.
I could spend all of my time here. And now that I know where it is, it won't take me so long to get here.
Yes. It remains to be spoken that you should keep this as secretive as possible, but I'm sure you will.
I will. I would never tell anyone.
Others would not be able to get past the things that you did. The things you did not see. I mean, the insects alone. Yes.
I understand. It was an honor to keep your secret.
Nerva gives her a hug too,
Our secret.
and she leaves. And Nerva looks at you. She says, "Ren's going to be so happy to see her. That's great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Would you like to go back together?
We can do that."
She's going to be so happy to see you.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be glad to see that I'm not weak like I
Happy.
was. We couldn't do it because there was a disagreement, and now we know why. So anyway, you should return back here sometime when you can, and maybe during the daylight hours, or you should return here. It is a beautiful grove.
It is. I already love it. I love it. It's perfect.
So to the Temple of Aphrodite is where I'm headed.
Okay.
The others tell you goodbye. Stephanie and them say, "We'll see you later."
You're super, super busy, aren't you, Stephanie?
Just the children, right? Not really. Right now, I think Eden and Kara, when they left the magic shop, that's where they went. They've been taking care of, just kind of watching things. I mean, little dude is there too, but
Little dude.
the halfling.
Okay.
The Hofflin. You don't know him?
I don't know.
He opened up some doors for you guys when you guys were first adventuring, and little spelunker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he works for Elis. I know he does, but he helps us out.
Okay. No, I actually wanted to see if you had any time over the next couple of days. I would like to learn some more of some of the skills that you taught me.
What skills? The spells? Or?
The other thing.
Meditation?
Yeah.
You already know it, though.
No, but there's other skills.
What do you mean?
There's more to it than just that, right?
No. I mean, I was taught that, and I taught it to you, and it helps with spells. It helps with sleeping. You know, with kids and stuff, I'm glad I have it, but I'm not sure what you mean.
Okay. Okay.
She doesn't seem to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
So you,
Yeah.
you leave?
Yep.
Okay. You go back to Queensland. We're going to take a real quick break, and we will be right back. And we're back. You guys appear outside the Temple of Aphrodite. And she smiles at you. Are you coming in, or?
Yeah. Yeah, couple things I need to do. Like I need to go to my workstation and do some stuff, but there is this thing called the theory of the way. Have you heard of it?
Yes, of course.
So I've been taught a little bit of it, but I'd like to be taught more of it. And this was something that I wanted to do prior to what happened this evening. I just want to be as prepared as I possibly can before these next 12 days is up. So I need to look or try and figure out how to find a teacher for that.
Well, I know there are instructors at the gymnasium of the way, but I do know that there's kind of a vetting process. Like, it's not, like normal people off the street can't just go in there and learn. You have to have been, a lot of times it's through either the military or a few other avenues. I know that there's some people down on the docks, there's a dojo down there that you might be able to get some training there, but if you only have 12 days, that's not much time. You need to have more training than that, most likely. It depends. Though I don't know a lot about, I mean, I know a little bit about it. I know a little bit. There are some guardians that have those abilities. And she walks in the temple and she goes into the throne room, or into the sanctuary itself. And
I'll walk with her.
Natan's in there. He's talking to Brizza. When you walk in, he looks over at you guys and waves, and Brizza walks off from him and he comes towards you. He goes, maybe he will know. I don't know.
Okay.
He's like, look at you beautiful ladies.
Good evening.
He leans over and kisses you on both cheeks. He leans over and kisses Nerva, and then he kind of sets her back and looks at her. He goes, you're awake, and it seems that you are doing okay. What happened? Have you been healed? And she's like, yes. How? She goes, well, there's not a lot I can say, but I can say that it's my profession. I have good friends. And he's like, it's pretty important for us to figure this out because there are others inflicted with such diseases. Can we heal them? And she's like, I don't think so, not in this fashion. Can you maybe give me an idea as to the exact way to do this so that I can look into it? And she's like, it wouldn't help, High Priest Natan. It would not help. Well, it's your secret then, I suppose, but there are others out there that are in great need, including Remington and Todd and a few others. I wish you could share it with us. And she goes, well, I wish I could too, but it wouldn't help. Again, it would not help you. This is not the answer you're looking for. All right. Well,
Shows telepathy, Nerva. Is it because we're witches?
yes, it was a spell.
Yeah. And it can't be cast on somebody that's not a witch.
No, not that particular spell. It's a ritual between all of us. Yes. I suppose we could share that kind of thing if the Coven agreed, but Natan's kind of looking at you both like,
I'm sorry, Natan. Can I ask an odd question of you?
okay.
In my days at the academy, I was able to learn some skills from a discipline called the Theory of the Way. And I'm looking to expand on those those talents, those skills, before I have to leave in 12 days. And I know that seems kind of crazy, but...
Well, I do know a few people that study those ways. Well, even though I know some of them that study that ways, I'm not sure if they are accepting students or even willing to do that sort of thing.
Maybe a one-time crash course, if that would be appropriate.
You know, monks often dabble in this sort of thing as well. I do know someone that you could get training with, but they are not here. They're not in this crystalline sphere. Those that I know that are in the crystalline sphere currently would not be able to teach you because of their duties, or would not be willing to teach you. Master Rona Mashita is a master in these arts, but he, as far as I know, has never taken a student. Ever. Then there are others that we have here that run security for the temple, but they're busy working security. They're busy guarding and doing various other duties. There is it would be interesting having her come. 12 days, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you should pray on the matter.
Okay.
He nods at you.
So go down to the altar,
Okay, all right.
grab a candle,
Okay,
the one on the left.
so you're going over to the little altar? This one?
Oh no. Okay.
So there's an altar on the right, there's an altar on the left, and there's the big altar in the middle.
So you get the candles and the incense from the two little dioceses on the sides?
You get it from the priestesses. They don't keep it out. You have to ask for them. So if you walk up there, you just say pray, he would walk over and grab you the candles and incense and give them to you. You realize they clean up every time somebody does it. So
Everything.
yeah.
That's really cool. Okay. She'll take it and kneel down.
He says, if you'd like to leave the candle and the incense burning for longer, you might want to use the altar to the left, he says, and he kind of looks over at this one over here.
She'll go over there.
Okay. All right.
Kneel down and light the candle, light the incense.
Okay.
Begin to pray. Ask for guidance in finding a teacher.
Roll some of this for me.
Gosh, it's so hard to see. 33.
Okay. All right, you pray. Natan's over there talking to Nerva as you're praying, and you get through praying. Tom looks over at you, nods, smiles at you. He says something to Nerva, and then Nerva looks at you, he goes, dear, I have some things I need to take care of. I will see you later, my sister.
She'll come back and give her a hug and kiss.
Tell Ren that I'm okay,
Okay,
please.
I will.
And I'm sure she'll be happy to see that. He looks down at the cat. And she hugs you and turns and leaves. As soon as she leaves, Natan looks at you. He's like, well, your prayers have been spoken. Now it is time to be patient. And not that you shouldn't continue to look elsewhere, but, you know, the answers come in time. I know that you don't have much of it, so if it's meant to be, it will be answered, I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. May goddess's love and beauty go with you.
Thank you so much.
She'll
You see Frederico Quinn come in to the temple. He's one of the council members, high priest
Okay.
of Gold Star.
uh-huh.
Always behind Naz, you know, kind of grayish colored skin. He comes in and looks around, and you see Natan goes, "I need to take this." He goes
Thank
walking
you.
up, of course. You walk out. Okay.
As she's headed, she'll telepathy Timmy that she's back at the temple and gonna do some work in her alchemy room.
Okay. You go walking past Frederico, and he looks tired. He looks weak. He does not look good. And he smiles, kind of smiles at you, fakely almost, and nods. He kind of looks up at Natan. He's like, "Well, hello, I'm Natan Regald." And he goes, "I'm Frederico Quinn." He goes, "Ah, yes, I knew who you were." He says, "Thank you, welcome to the sanctuary." And then you go out the door. Okay.
We'll go to our meeting room.
Okay, you go down to the meeting room. Go to your alchemy station.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's at the top right up there. When you go in, nobody's in there. Actually, no.
I was gonna say somebody's always fucking
Gavor and Zumbar are in there. Zumbar's sleeping. Gavor is just kind of sitting in this chair over here. He stands up when you walk in. Hey. How about you, doll?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Gavor?
I'm glad to hear that. I'm okay. Just waiting for the others. I guess Eden and Kara are babysitting, and Bryn is off doing something with her brother and Zin, and
Babysitting?
yes, the children for Eden's Gate. Evidently Stephanie and some of the other girls had some event to go to, and they were required to take their place for the evening or something. of that nature.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And Gavor's Zumbar's asleep, and Gavor is just simply sitting here, going over things in my head.
Not getting lost up in there, are you?
Yes, at times I do. I get a bit of anxiety sometimes. He says, knowing that.
Sometimes you just gotta get out of your head.
Just sitting there, sitting without anything to do, and I don't have much time, so when it's wasted, it feels a little strange.
Yeah.
But from what I hear, excitement is ahead.
Well, you wanna come watch what I'm doing? I got stuff to do. And she'll walk over there.
Okay, he walks over there. What are we doing?
Well, I'm going to, and she starts pulling out the gemstones that she bought.
Okay.
I'm going to create these gemstones for our friends.
Okay.
And it's going to give them special abilities.
Oh. One for me?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
And then she'll start casting.
Okay.
I'm trying to look. What did I do? She got 20 gemstones that are worth 100 silver pieces each. She can do. So right now she can do.
You're doing imbue gemstones,
Yeah.
second level spell.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask if you wanted me to read it. So she can do. I've got my. I'm having a hard time reading this with the light. Okay. So she can do 5 first level spells a day. Or second level. So she will only be able to do 5 of these at a time.
Okay. Which can imbue a gemstone with luck or unlock.
Luck.
Only
please.
one of these stones can be possessed by a single being at a time to work. If imbued, it will allow any single die roll to be moved up or down in number once a day. If imbued with luck, the player may choose when to use it. However, but the character will be unaware of it. If imbued with unluck, the GM may choose when to use it. And again, the character will be unaware of the stone's effects. So, okay?
Yep.
You gonna do 5 of those?
5 of those.
Okay.
Should just take 2 segments for each.
All right.
Quick. And then I'm gonna do.
You're gonna give one to Kavor?
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
And
I hear the prince is into these sort of things. I don't know if they work or not. He's into astrology and gemstones and all of that.
Well, that actually is magical. It's not just a gemstone. It's actually magic.
So does it do anything besides your initial magic? Like he believes that gemstones do things. Protect you.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Put a spell on it.
No, I mean with no spell. They believe there is a theory to his way. Perhaps he is correct. I do not know. I've done a bit of research into some of this and he could be right.
Would
But
the theory of the wave proficiency help me know what the fuck he's talking about?
no. He's not talking about the theory of the way. He just used those words. It's like it's
Right.
a theory.
No. Well, actually, she has real astrology.
Okay. So you believe in it too then?
Ah!
So when he says that, he's like the prince believes in this sort of thing, astrology and gemstones.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I could actually tell your future from your astrology. Do you want to try?
No.
Come on.
My future holds death. Very soon. Within a few years. I already know that. I don't want to know how that death comes, but even if you're capable, I'm not saying you're not, I'm not saying you are,
It's real.
or I'm not saying it's real or not real. I've seen you do some decent things with magic, so it's just the process of, anyway, yes, thinking that stones do things. I've seen no proof of this so far, but maybe this one will.
That one will.
Yeah, I will hold on to it. You say it.
And figure out a way to give this to Crazy over there, and she'll give him a second one.
That should be easy. He walks over and you see he's snoring away. He puts it right into his back. Puts it right in there.
Nice.
He'll never know. You hear he kind of steps back from him. Like he drank a lot.
Yeah.
He's very, very tired.
You should sleep till tomorrow.
Yes.
So this next spell that I'm gonna do, there is a chance that it might knock me unconscious for a few minutes. If you'll just watch over me, make sure I'm okay.
Of course. Do you need to sit down or lay
I
down?
do.
Okay. All right.
I do.
Well, let's come over to this over here to this couch and we'll lay you down.
So she'll do that.
Okay. What's she gonna cast?
Witch's brand?
Witch's brand for which familiar?
whiskers.
Well, there's only one familiar.
Right now,
Yeah.
she's only got whiskers.
For whiskers. All right.
Do you want me to read it, or you got it?
You can read it. I know you have to roll under your Constitution or be passed out for 1 to 4 rounds.
Yeah,
right,
it's
from the
just
pain.
such a cool spell. I want
Yeah, but you can
everybody
read it.
to
Go
hear
ahead. Fourth level.
4th level, duration permanent, area of effect 1 being, saving roll none. By casting this spell, the witch can create a brand on themselves or another that an animal or item can be stored in and recalled at will. The animal or item will come out of the brand or can be pulled out. If the animal attached to this brand dies, it will return to the brand and regenerate in 24 hours. Magical or non-magical items can be placed in the brand. Any item or animal connected to the brand can be called back to it. Only one animal or item can be placed in a brand, and only one brand can be placed on any single being. Upon placing the brand, the recipient must make a successful constitution check or become unconscious for 1d4 minutes. This process is incredibly painful and is not to be taken lightly.
Okay. So you hit yourself with it. Make a constitution check.
Well, she actually just has a 15, so she might pass the fuck out. I rolled a 15.
And it is a 15? So you make it.
I am so blind. Let me make sure it might be
Is the
16.
most painful thing you've ever experienced in your life.
No, it's a 15.
You cry. Like it fucking hurts. And you put it right here.
I put it right here on her side.
And what is it? What is the brand? I mean, you can make anything you want. You can make it a cat. You can make it. It's a tattoo, basically.
Yeah. Should make it a tattoo of a black cat.
Okay. You don't pass out, but it is painful.
Mm.
Like you wouldn't want to do that again.
Right.
That painful.
You wouldn't want a second one.
Yeah, even though you can't have one, you don't want. It's not like, yeah, it's not a tattoo. It's worse. It's way worse. It burns into your skin and into your very being, runs through your blood. You're like, what the hell just happened? Leaves you dizzy a little bit when you come out of it, and after it's cast. And now, Mr. Whiskers can be placed in that brand from any location. He can be called back to it, pulled out of it. He'll heal 24 hours later if he's killed even.
Freaking awesome.
So yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. Super happy with that.
Yay.
Yeah.
You've been needing to do that.
Love it. I love playing a witch. This has been really cool.
So you've had infused spirit, of the felines, you've got a totem, you have done the mass, dedication, the vow, you vowed to knowledge, and you've joined the Coven. You took part in the casting out of Matriarch Zula. You took part of the sacrifice of life and sacrificed the imp to save Nerva. You have been netherbound by the Grey Maiden, right?
Yep.
Okay. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. Private telepathy.
Oh yeah, which is Link. Yeah,
And
which
she
is
can
Link now.
divinate naturally.
Oh yeah, yeah,
without
the knowledge.
casting,
You can divinate, yeah.
Just automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Divinate. That's
You
fucking amazing.
reach out to the nether for that. Is how it's done.
So
Spirits of the dead.
So that's different from the orb and the spell and that whole experience that she had.
You don't know.
I don't know because I haven't tried it. Okay.
Don't know. Yeah. Nerva would telepathy to you and say, you may start to learn certain things from witchcraft that may send your hair on edge as you progress. Know that we believe there are certain spells that should never be cast, that should never be toyed with and played with. These sort of things can sometimes take you in a direction that, well, like the matriarch. You have to be very careful with it. Each witch leaves it up to her own judgment, but
What spells? Can you tell me?
you will know of them when you learn them. The Book of Shadows you have now was given to you by Stephanie, correct?
Yes.
And it has everything that you believe you'll ever need, is that correct?
Yeah.
Have you looked into the ladder schools of those that you cannot use yet?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it is within there that you will find some of these spells that I speak of. You will know when you practice them or attempt to or start to or think to, you will know how dangerous they can be.
Okay. So it's common sense.
It is.
Or it should be for most people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Of course. There is no difference between a good or bad witch except for the witch that decides to do the things that she does or doesn't do.
What about those of us that just want to keep the balance?
That is the tough way, for sure. But perhaps the right way. I have always thought so. As does the Great Mother. The Great Maiden, sorry. I know it is odd that she is a priestess of Goldstar.
It is.
But you must not only be law and goodness to worship Goldstar. He accepts every moral and ethic, except for those of evil, of course.
Can Aphrodite accept everyone? I think that's the way that it should be, but I know that my opinion is unpopular, so I keep it to myself.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I am right there with you. Aphrodite saved me. She saved me.
Yeah.
And of course, the Coven completed that circle of healing. So I'm indebted to both.
Can I tell you, I just can't even believe I got to experience that. I can't believe that I got to be a part of that process. What an honor.
Well, your dedication was beautiful. Your vows were appropriate. The casting out, I'm sorry that you had to be a part of that, and the witch hunter as well. I know that was, well, perhaps that is your way of reaching out and creating the balance from what that wicked witch did to you while you were there within the academy.
Exactly. I was not sad to see her go. And I would
She
not
is
be
running.
sad to see her punished.
She is running, and we know she has gone to the netherworld, so the hunter can go there. He will find her. Whether or not he is capable of destroying her is not the question. The fact that if he finds her will give us some knowledge as to her whereabouts. Often with beings such as her and that sort of power, hunters may not destroy them. Now they can. It has happened. But they can find them. Something that we've been unable to do.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. She'll disconnect. All right. Gavor's, looking at the stone, and you see him pull a coin out of his pocket, and he's just slipping the coin and catching it and looking at it. You put it back up.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
No, what? What were you
I was
doing?
checking the stone,
To see what?
if it did anything.
What were you checking it against?
To see if I would be able to manipulate the coin, or to, I don't know. Seems to be it alters things such as that. I can sense that, but I don't know what exactly it is.
It's gonna help keep you safe in battle.
Oh. Well, let us hope that I am never in battle. But if I am, at least I have this stone.
That's a nice hope, but I highly doubt it.
It Seth just left. I guess him and Ren, they're doing something. Like you said, Ren and yeah. Zen and Seth, they left. Went somewhere.
Yeah. They'll be back.
Seems like we have been kind of divided as a party for some time. I mean, I understand that Eden and Cara have to go watch the children for a few hours for Stephanie. That's not a problem, but it just seems like we're always separated, and we've been separated a lot lately.
I have a feeling that we are about to be in very close confinement to each other for quite some time.
Oh. You heard it. Okay, well, I'm just chilling, man.
Timmy.
Sorry it took me a while to answer you.
That's fine.
I'm at the apartment. Well,
What apartment?
downstairs. I'm at the bar.
Oh, our
Roost.
old apartment.
Yeah, the Roost,
Oh, I
man.
forgot about that place.
Yeah. Figured if I had some time, maybe I could come here and hang out for a little while and maybe.
Have some drinks and some food.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, that's good. No. You can't come. You can't come.
Oh, you got a girl over there?
I didn't say that.
What you doing?
I'm just checking out the place, you know.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, that's fine.
Not the only one that got secretive meetings. I got secretive meetings too
All right.
that only I can go to.
Okay.
When I'm done, I'll let you know, okay?
Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
You're the worst.
She's fucking laughing out loud. I'm sorry, it's
Something
Timmy.
I say funny?
Timmy. It's Timmy.
Where is Timmy? He's always with you.
He's butthurt because I couldn't take him to a meeting that I went to, and now he's rebelling in a bar, probably with a girl, and doesn't want to tell me about it.
Yeah. He seems the kind of lad to get in trouble, though.
Yeah, he does.
What bar?
He told me I couldn't go.
Oh.
This is the Roost, where our old apartment used to be.
Oh. Would you like me to check on him?
Yeah,
I
hell
don't
yeah.
have anything else to do.
Go get him.
Very well. I will go and check on the young lad. Make sure that he's
Absolutely.
doing all right. No
You wanna
one's
take-
taking advantage of him.
You want to take Big Boy with you?
I don't think I could wake him right now.
Okay, cool.
Or I probably could, but he needs some rest. He's been resting for a while, though. Maybe. He walks over there. Hey. Hey. Some bar. I'm not sure if I should, like, shake him or...
Duh, just leave him. He's fine.
Alright. Alright, I'll go check on Timmy, he says, and he exits the door.
Nice.
Leaves.
I'm gonna meditate.
Okay. Where at? Where are you gonna go sit? You're right here right now from the brand. Just right there.
Yeah, she'll just stay there. She's a rest and recoup.
Okay.
She'll meditate for 15 minutes and then get up and do a ritual.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
You're in the middle of meditation, like right in the middle of it, and you sense that there's somebody in the room with you.
Oh, nice.
You see a drow female sitting about 12 inches from you on the ground, Indian style, legs crossed, looking right at you. She does not look friendly, but she's sitting down. Raises an eyebrow when you do that.
Hi.
Raises an eyebrow again.
I'm tall. Can I help you?
Try to leave the room and I will train you if you succeed.
Teleport?
Roll initiative.
Ten
Okay.
plus 1.
11?
Yep.
You go to teleport and you feel her magic die. Like, and she doesn't move. You realize you have no magic right now. Nothing's working. You look at your brand, you're not even sure if it's working.
Mm.
Now I understand why you want to learn something like this. Without your magic, you are nothing but a little girl. If you want training from me, you're going to need to grow. I will return when the time comes. It is obvious that you cannot get out of this room. She stands up. Till we meet again. She turns and walks out. When she leaves you, you feel your magic come back. And she goes out the door. You're like, ah! You scream and you look over and you see Zumbar snoring and moving. He kind of moves a little bit. It scares the shit out of you. Kind of rolls over.
Goodness. Yeah, I'm a 90-pound weakling, I know. Okay. Finish meditating.
Okay, you go back. You have to start over, by the way. You have to start over. So you start over, and you get all the way through your meditation. You wake up and come out of it.
Awesome.
You see Zumbar starting to stretch over there as you come out of it.
Good morning.
Oh.
Yeah. Too much ale.
Zumbar, head hurt.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get
I know. He gets up. Priestess. He hurries and he runs out of the room. You see him holding his stomach. He goes out the door.
Oh, thank you.
So she will get up and clean herself up and
Okay.
do 5 more of those stones.
Okay. So you'll have 8 of them in your possession.
Yeah.
Okay. Luck stones. Looking badass. Once a day, right?
Yep.
Did you make them all luck stones?
Yeah, they were
Okay,
all
okay.
positive for everybody in the party.
Cool.
Well, those first 10, anyway. And then she'll head out and go look for food and drink and see where everybody's at.
Okay, so you feel like you got everything kind of done and everything, and we'll go ahead and stop there for this evening on the shadow session if you got everything done, and
I did.
we're good to go. And congratulations, you joined a coven.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was badass. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us. Hope you like, subscribe, share, hit the ding ding, all that jazz, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Imagine, if you will, in the world of Ashentale, on the continent of Shill, in the lands to the south, there lies a beacon of righteousness. Its brilliance illuminates even the darkest hours, ceaselessly combating corruption and greed. However, deep beneath the earth, an insidious malevolence stirs, drawing the unwavering gaze of fate itself. It slumbers, biding its time until it emerges from the depths with a voracious hunger for light. Yet amidst this impending darkness, the gods of Ashentale remain vigilant, strategically maneuvering their pieces on the cosmic chessboard.